So transport has always been an issue for Bengaluru, right? We've all faced it. We heard our Chief Minister talk about it this morning. We've had several such conversations that have come up, right? Traffic jams, pollutions, poor infrastructure, and not a very inclusive public transport, if I may add. And these are all the things that we associate with the city and struggle. But Bengaluru is also the home of the biggest pool of talent. So we thought maybe we could get some of our bright young technologists to come up with innovative, implementable solutions to address the city's problems in transportation and mobility. So along with our technology partner, Mercedes-Benz, Research and Development India, we launched Hackstar, a very unique hackathon where we invited young technologists to do just that. To know more about what this was about, I now invite Mr. Manu Saale, Managing Director of Mercedes-Benz Research and Development Institute, to please come up on stage.
Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So happy to be associated with Deccan Herald today, and pity we had a coffee break when Narayan Murthy was speaking, so I don't expect the break to end in the middle right now. But thank you so much for giving us this chance to collaborate. Namaskara Bengaluru, especially to some of the friends that I met here, but also the friends that we made here right now in the last about 2 hours of being here at the event. Shankar and team, thanks so much for this. I have about 15 minutes, and before I call the winners on stage and do the honors, considering also the diverse audience, let me just kind of give them a glimpse of where mobility is headed and what Bengaluru is doing to redefine the future of mobility, especially to a company that invented mobility. I don't know how many of you here actually know that in 1886, a lady, finally, took her husband's three-wheel drive invention out for the very first time and created history. So if you Google up and find out Carl Benz, the inventor of the automobile, the name Benz comes from there. He'd actually parked his innovation in a garage. He was too shy to show it to the world. His wife decided otherwise. She said, the world has to see this, right? So we have women steeped in the history of Mercedes-Benz. For those of you who are interested, Mercedes, the name, also is the name of a woman, finally, a French lady who was part of the group. So we have a lot of history with women entrepreneurship in the company. I know this, hearts are swelling when you look at this brand. It's just, passion. It's a brand to have and all of that. And we're all so proud because, hold your breath, there are 10,000 engineers out of Bangalore working for this brand and developing this car. So if not for the team that you don't know, for the city that you're in, give it a big round, because there are 10,000 people right here in the country, in this city, who are actually shaping the future of mobility as we speak. What are they doing is the question. I'm not from a dealership, right? I'm from the company, and we're discussing R&D, the holy grail of development in many ways. One of the things that we do is because mobility is changing so much. I don't know how many of you feel it. You've all driven down, flown down, taken a train, come into the city in several ways, but mobility around us is changing every day. It's not so much about going from point A to point B alone anymore. Of course, depending on your choice of mobility, it could be just doing it could be doing it in style, it could be doing it in luxury, it could be doing it in passion, certainly doing it with safety, and that's what the brand has stood for over the years. 1886 to 2022, that's like 136 years of driving around by people, right? The society is fed up of just getting in, changing gears, pressing the accelerator pedal and going on. You don't feel it, we feel it as a company, not so much from sales, but simply the feedback society gives us in terms of how do people want to get from point A to point B. Not new to the industry in many ways, so the industry started discussing we should revolutionize mobility in several ways. And for the audience here, there are 4 keywords, Meena, that I'd like to mention, if you want to follow that up in the future, even as citizens, to say where is this headed. It's acronymed as CASE, C, A, S, and E, the 4 alphabets. C standing for connectivity. Simply the kind of connectivity you're all used to from the smartphones that you carry. How about connected cars and the magic that it can do with the data it receives from the cloud, from the ecosystem continuously. C for connected, don't forget that. A for autonomous, just that dream, that vision in the society, is simply leave the driver out of the car and to drive autonomously. If you're an engineer, it goes from level 1 to level 5. There are standards prescribed around the world, and Bangalore is helping develop various levels of autonomous driving in general. And if you ask me, where are you guys today? We are at something called L2 plus L3, so level 1, level 2, level 3. You can still take your hands off the accelerator, of the wheel, of the steering wheel, and let the car navigate itself in a lane somewhere. Bangalore, remember, is helping develop that as well. The S in the acronym stands for sharing, simply shared mobility. It's like a cab that you took coming here. It's like digitally sharing it with a friend who wanted to come here along with you, and so on and so forth. And E, no prizes for guessing, is for electric mobility, right? Now, these 4 acronyms are turning the world of mobility upside down, and you can imagine the amount of people needed, talent needed, thinking, innovation needed to simply redo the world of mobility in these 4 forms. And the way Meena started it, you all know what it does to the society in general, right? Better connected cars, better, smoother flow of traffic. Autonomous cars is like giving you time back in your hands. I drive from Baswangudi to Whitefield every day. And for those of you who are locals, pre-pandemic, I used to spend 4 hours in the car. 1.5 early morning and 2.5 back. Giving time back on your hands literally means you can do a lot of things, not just entertainment. You could work, depending on, share, have a meeting, depending on what your career and profession is. You could do a lot of things. And tailpipe emissions, so much that's been spoken about, leading to electric mobility in some ways. We'll not discuss sharing a lot today because pandemic has left us with social distancing, and sharing is not a word of choice for many. But if you can connect with these 4 acronyms, then you basically know where is mobility headed. That's another reason, a stronger reason to connect with Deccan Herald and with this initiative. And that reason is not enclosed in an acronym, Meena. It is the word sustainability. As soon as an industry that you all blame so much, not only for its tailpipe emissions, but also the way metals were procured, cars were manufactured, plants around the world were emitting smoke and employing labor and leaving, if I may call, as you've heard from the morning, a carbon footprint on this planet. The industry has woken up and said it's our responsibility to go CO2 neutral. So for the engineers in the room, going CO2 neutral from the choice of materials to production means a lot of things. So whichever industry you are here from, whether you're from media, tech or non-tech, I want you to connect with these aspects of mobility because that's what you did to come here. That's what you will take to go back home. And that industry is going through a revolution right now. And these folks from Bangalore are helping us get exactly there. We have a global team, of course, but Bangalore plays such an important role. You should be proud. The largest development center for a company of that stature is actually right here in the city, right? We're 25 years now, as you saw that nice video as well. Now, we've believed, and you heard a lot of dignitaries speak here as well in the morning, that for all that we're talking about, tech and technology, deep technology, holds a solution. Now, we're not getting into a debate about what does tech mean, but if you understand reality and physics and engineering and how products work, you know that technology today gives you the ability to solve some of our most pressing problems. That leads us from the industry to the problems we have, to sustainability, to technology, and to what Meena said, the hackathon, right? Hackathon has become a way of, kind of bringing tech and people together. It took us, it took me 30 seconds when she brought this idea to say we associate with you, Deccan Herald. It's coming home since 1965, by the way. My dad's, before I was born, there was Deccan Herald at home. So in many ways... I
think that also calls for a big round of applause.
Absolutely, right? It took me 30 seconds to say yes and be a technology partner and to sponsor the hackathon, and very happy to see the kind of enthusiasm we received. How many?
2,000 registrations from across India. Goes to show how connected we are, really, Manu, because we've had participants from, of course, a lot of colleges and universities,
Absolutely.
from Bangalore and Karnataka, but also from different IITs, from BITS Pilani, from pretty much all the states, as you would see in terms of who and when we announce the winners. So if I have your permission, Manu, I also want to sort of mention here that I've been involved through the process of the hackathon. We have Raja, who's senior technologist at MBRDI, who's pretty much been the brains behind running this. And the promised prizes were 3 cash prizes and 10 sort of pre-placement offers. But the presentations and the solutions that these young minds brought in was so good that MBRDI has actually chosen 15 pre-placement offers, and they've been made already to people. And some of them, of course, have not been in the top 3 winners, but they have been given. So that's how good the quality of submissions was. So 2,000 registrations from 27 colleges and universities across India. 58 prototypes, right, Raja, with open source that we got. And they were all scored on 4 parameters: on innovation, on their ability to be implemented, so that they can, we can see it in reality, their pitch presentation, and how well they were able to present it, and how well it scores on sustainability, which you said, Manu, was an important thing, right? So, and also our eminent jury comprised of senior technologists at MBRDI and also Deccan Herald, senior technologists there. And if I have your permission, can I announce the 3rd winner?
We can, but like I said, I spent the last 10 minutes, not that you kind of fill a form and buy a car when you leave this room, but, but you really appreciate mobility as a sector, We've moved so much in the last 130 years. From that perspective, I think the enthusiasm shown by these guys, 2,000 participants towards a brand like this to solve a pressing problem. And I wish Mr. Sood was here because, they'll connect to some of the prizes that we show here today, was truly exhilarating. So give them, first of all, the 2,000 entrants a big round of applause. They're in the room, not in the room, but they did a fantastic job in simply putting minds together. And you see the role of engineers in the society today. We need them because they're going to solve many of our problems.
I know. So it actually took us, even for the 10 finalists, a little over 5 hours to, go through all their pitch presentations. And so thanks very much to the jury members. I now announce the 3rd prize winner, and I request, the winners we've got here, by the way. So I think a big round of applause to really MBRDI for supporting our young minds to also come here. The 3rd prize goes to the young team. Incidentally, this is a mixed university team. So, which in itself shows how well our connected world is. So this team has members from IIT Kharagpur, from BITS Pilani and Manipal University, Jaipur. 3rd prize winner goes to team EV Tech, comprising of Anurag Vaibhav, Nikhil Agarwal, Suraj Gorai and Pranjal Paira. May I invite Anurag and Nikhil Agarwal to please come up on stage. And if I can request Manu to hand over a cash prize of 1 lakh rupees and pre-placement offers for these 3rd year engineers. Congratulations. And these are the pre-placement offers, don't forget them. Congratulations. So what this team did was to come up with a solution with an optimized mobile charging and integrated payment for electric vehicles. Amazing. Very, very implementable. And Manu's team tells me that they are actually seriously evaluating all the 3 winners to sort of see if they're going to take it forward as well. So Shankar, something for you to consider. 2nd prize winner, also who get a cash prize of 1.5 lakhs and pre-placement offers, are from Dayananda Sagar College of Engineering. Team Hack EV Station comprises of Ritik Raj Pandey, Sarthak Khandelwal and Anukalp Jain. So we have Sarthak and Anukalp here coming up to take their prize money as well as their pre-placement offers. Congratulations. They also came up with a very innovative integrated payment solution for enhanced EV infrastructure in the city, something that I think will be very, very relevant going by what we heard all morning today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the grand first prize, comprising of 2 lakh rupees in cash and pre-placement offers from MBRDI, goes to an all-girls team from KIET Ghaziabad. And may I request their team of Amisha Sharma, Ayushi Tyagi, Vanshika Namdev, and Mitika Jain, who have just arrived this morning all the way from Ghaziabad to come and collect their prize. So this team came up with an innovative pedestrian safety solution which can actually help identify vehicles parked on footpaths and notify police station for further. So one of the things that the jury members mentioned was how beautifully they had combined technology with the socio-technology lens that Veena talked about earlier today, and also how they have combined it into the system level and not created a silo technology. So congratulations. Manu, if you want to say a few words about them, and then I would ask the team to talk about as well.
Thanks. Now, once again, coming on the heels of 8th of March, you need to give this a huge round of applause.
Big round of applause.
Right? Fantastic. For those of you following, I mean, mobility is not just about making cars. It's about thinking about infrastructure, thinking about road safety, efficiencies, fossil fuels, you name it. The range is pretty big. Road safety is something that concerns us a lot. It's been concerning us a lot for some years now. Safe Roads is an initiative I started here in India, actually, not just in Bangalore. Since 2018, it's been doing rounds of cities. For those of you who didn't know, may guess, India has, unfortunately, the largest number of traffic accident fatalities in the world. And despite Gadkariji's plans and promises to change a lot of things, the numbers just unfortunately going up. This means we lose a lot of young, old Indians all the time around us, 1 every 7 seconds, if that's burning your heart as well. And we need to do, as a mobility company, a lot in the area of traffic safety. And that's one more topic that attracted us to your idea. Anything to do with safety is, I think, of utmost importance in the country today. We need to bring that graph down of fatalities. I think they have a chance to show the audience what they did.
Absolutely. We would request you to take 5 minutes and showcase to the audience what you have developed and talk.
Thank you so much. Good evening and namaste to all of the dignitaries members present over here. First of all, I would like to thank Deccan Herald, Mercedes-Benz, Hackstar, and all the sponsors of Deccan Herald Summit 2040. And also, that gave us the wonderful opportunity to present our idea in front of us, of all of you. So, we are Team Garud. I, Amisha Sharma, having team members Vanshika Namdev, Mitika Jain, and Ayushi Tyagi from KIT Group of Institution, Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh. Our ideas is, we basically created a Garud. If you're thinking like, what is Garud? Like, Garud signifies that, like you must be thinking like, why we have to choose in this particular name Garud. So basically, Garud signifies eagle, whose eyes is 4 to 8 times stronger than that of the average human eye. And our project acts as a protector as to ensure safety of the pedestrians. Also, I would like to request Ayushi to explain about the problem statement.
Thank you, Amisha. So, I would be elaborating the problem statement further. So, first go with the stats. According to the Financial Express, the number of pedestrians killed in road accident is increasing year by year. And this is the major issue. So, let me talk about what is the root cause of it. So basically what happens is motorcyclists or drivers park their vehicles on the pavements and block them. Now the problem is arise for the pedestrians. As the payments are blocked, so they won't be able to cross the or travel through the footpath. So they have to traverse along the road. And pedestrians not only include the kids, but also the old age people. We have to keep in mind that footpath is a public property. It is not for the private use. And it is meant for the safety and security of the pedestrian. So isn't it obvious that we should find the solution, since it is the most unique problem we have found out? So Team Garud is here to present the solution. And now I would like to invite Vanshika to brief you further.
Hello. Okay, so thank you, Aishi, for the explanation. I would like to elaborate more about our solution quickly. So as you can see, we basically created a web application which is integrated with machine learning over here to detect the vehicles which parked on footpath for hours and hours illegally. And these things often go unnoticed because no one else wants to complain, and the person that is doing these things do not want to be responsible. So we are here to ensure that actions are being taken accordingly, and they are ensuring the safety of pedestrian. So we created a prototype where we built homepage which looks something like this. And after the signing in, the user have to provide the IP address of the CCTV camera of that area that you want to monitor and detect the vehicles. So after that, live feed of that area will be sent, and the detections will be look something like this, which will alert the traffic police alarm. So now I would like to invite my teammate Mithika to elaborate more.
Thank you, Vanshika. Now let me tell you the features of this Garud that makes it unique and beneficial. First, traffic police assistance. You know that traffic police cannot be present everywhere. So here comes our Garud to help our traffic police. Second, reduction in crime rate. So as you know that the vehicles parked on the footpath for a shorter duration of time often go unnoticed, which is kind of very risky for the pedestrians. So our web application prevents that thing from happening, and thus helps in reduction in crime rate and also safeguarding the citizens' rights. Also, our web application is quite accessible as it does not require any software requirements or any setup to be done. And our Garud also has this login functionality where only the authorized user can access this web application. Thank you.
So now I would be adding further that what are the features which would be continuing for the future scope. First, it is sending location. So in our application, coordinates will be sent to the nearest traffic police station so that the action can be take place immediately.
The next thing that we would like to integrate in our application to improvise furthermore is to create a reporting portal so that if common citizens like us want to report these situations, they can go on the website and report easily.
And last thing that we want to add to this Garud project is to make it an automated system such that it automatically clicks the image of that particular incident and it stores it in the database for the future reference or for the investigation purpose. Thank you.
So we hope that you all got our idea, and that project will be able to contribute Bangalore as a building as a smart city. So thank you for paying attention. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So here is the future of Bengaluru, Vision 2040, which incorporates a lot of things that we have heard all morning about citizen participation, about safety, about making sure, and what Manu talked about, being a connected, empowered, sustainable world. And if I can invite Shankar now to give a token of thanks to Manu and a memento for partnering with us, and a big round of applause for this very, very unique initiative to invite young citizens to participate in visioning exercise. I'm Meena Vaidenathan. I run a social enterprise, and we've been partnering with Deccan Herald and Mercedes-Benz for this initiative.